Continuation of Decorating Date Night, episode 14. So we are now, ooh, look at that. We are now to the point where, oh my gosh, the wall is going to be barren. So taking out the desk, do you want to just put that in the family room since that's where it might go? Or actually the front foyer because they'd have to cut it off.
Yeah, I'll put in something soft.
Okay. All right. So this is so cool. Putting it into our family room. Wow, look at that. So interesting. Don't mind the messy house that I have. It's Labor Day. We get to not worry about things being not tidy.
Now this is interesting. We got a lot of weight. And
Yes.
The cabinet is heavy.
Yeah, so
and
true.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, there are only 2 screws holding this whole thing up.
I am so glad it never fell on my head when I was sitting at that little desk area. Okay, so now we're taking out the upper cabinet, which we may be then moving. Why? Hi, Jody. How are you? It's good to see you.
You too. Hi to Tyler there too.
Oh, Ty, Miss Jody says hello. That's Miss Jody. You're getting
Hi.
close, Pumpkin. Ty, stop following me. So Jody, as you can see, we're in our house now, and we're taking out the wall in between the dining room and the kitchen to open up the space so that I can actually use the dining room a lot more and not have to worry about it just being too formal. You know how nobody uses a formal dining room anymore?
Oh yeah.
But yours right off the front door is way more usable because it kind of opens up into that front foyer space and so that's good. So I'm trying to connect the 2 spaces. That's the dining room and here's the kitchen, and that way that will make more sense.
I think that'll be great.
Ouch. I just whacked.
I hope you guys used a dolly when you were moving that granite.
No, actually Troy and I just carried it, believe it or not. Jody, you can invite people. They're asking me who I'm talking to as if I'm talking to myself. They think I'm just talking to myself, Jody, which I do from time to time.
Hey, it's when I answer myself that way you have problems.
Amen to that. Okay, so they're now taking down this upper cabinet. Oh gosh. So if something bad happens, we're taking this Facebook Live. That's not good. Alrighty. So if you're watching, you can also say a prayer for my husband and daughter that they don't get crushed by a cabinet. Oh, Lord protect us. Jeez. I usually do pray before I do any of my projects. I don't know that we did that. Oh, no, we kind of did over breakfast. Okay. Ooh, is it coming off? Uh-oh. Yeah, it was. Oh, my goodness. Okay. We're good? Wow. Strong man. And strong daughter. Teamwork. Woohoo! Wow, that's great. You know, we could even turn this into a piece of furniture and put little feet on the bottom. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Look at that. We could put feet on the bottom and that could be a cabinet. Yes. I like that idea. Huh. Okay, so there's all sorts of different things that you can do when you repurpose stuff. If you have suggestions on what you would like to do, you can certainly help out. There's doors, obviously, that go on that. But I'm thinking I might turn that into a like some sort of a china cabinet. Some sort of a cabinet, which would be great, again, for storage. Okay. So, now the moment of truth. We've got our bare wall. And on the other side, wow, there's the bulkhead. So now one thing that we were discussing, let me just get a view from this way. See the opening? We were going to go taller with the opening all the way up to the bulkhead with just enough room for the molding. The problem being is that you need to have some sort of synergy kind of connection between this opening and this opening. Right now they're the same height. So if we brought it higher, what it would do was we were thinking it would connect to the height of this opening. However, the ceilings in here are way taller. So we're going to have to keep it the same. So anyway, that's one of the things some of the things you need to consider and work through. That's my job actually. When I come out to your house for a decorating date night, these are all the things that we discuss. Openings, the height, the width, the length, all that kind of stuff.
Keep your screws together and collated.
Yes.
So these are all the cabinet screws. These are all the faceplate and wall screws and stuff, so that
so true.
Later on, you can spend a half hour trying to figure out what screw goes where. All right, you have people commenting? Who's joined?
We have Don joined, Brittany joined. Hi, Brittany. Say hi to Greg and the baby. Don Hartman joined. We could use you, Don. You're actually a construction guy. We are not completely unguided. I have my friend Bob, who is also in construction. He's actually our guy that we use for a lot of our projects. He's fantastic. He and his wife Monique own the bed and breakfast 10 Clark Place in downtown Frederick, which, by the way, is an awesome place to stay. We did a decorating date night episode from there because they redid their whole house to become an inn. Okay, so we've got the thermostat to consider. We definitely need to keep that. So what we're going to do is just be moving it down the wall a bit. That's about it. Okay. Well, he said not to worry about that so much because we're going to knock out this wall first. Remember? We've got to take off the trim. Thanks, Lori. We hope it's going to be gorgeous. That's the idea. And so we've been actually had this project on our to-do list for almost a year. It took some convincing. Troy wasn't exactly on board with it at first because the whole prospect of losing storage in a house is like, oh, we need storage. So repurposing your storage is really the key in order to solve that dilemma, which is what we're going to do. We're going to just repurpose and not lose any of the storage, just move the storage to a more convenient location. So anyway, finally getting to it, in about a little bit less than a month, we're doing our neighborhood barbecue. So every year we host a neighborhood barbecue. We've been doing it now, it's going on 17 years. All the neighbors come, they bring a side dish, we open up the barbecue and we hang out and just have a lot of fun, just getting to know each other, making sure that we all as neighbors are serving one another. We live on a great street in Clover Hill, and that's really what it's all about. So we're excited to host that and then be able, if in case it's moved inside, if it rains, we come inside, we'll have a lot more room to move around because sometimes there's like 30 and 40 people here in the kitchen and it gets a little cramped. What are you thinking? Troy looks very pensive.
Well, I guess the next thing is just take the drywall out.
Okay, so measure, because remember Bob was saying we've got to do that line across, so he left the thingy.
That was for in that room, right?
Well, I would do it on this side too. Oh, well, not as important because we have to do a new header, right, for support on this side. But we do have to pop off the molding first.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Hi, Julie. Decorating date night from your new digs too. We need to do that. Julie, you've been in my house before. We're just taking out that wall in between the dining room and the kitchen. Hi, Mary Beth. Good to see you. We're excited about the wedding. Excited to do a wine tasting. Really excited about that. And the food tasting. Okay, so you take an X-Acto knife to loosen up the caulk as you, if I am,
X-Acto knife.
what is it called?
I never even heard of an X-Acto knife.
What is this? What are you using?
Utility knife?
Oh, no, isn't it also called an X-Acto knife? Somebody help me out. Facebook Live. Isn't also a utility knife can also be called an X-Acto knife? Or am I just making up words, which is very possible. I do that a lot.
It's good marketing, man.
It gives you the exact cut that you want. It's an X-Acto knife. Really? Is that not a thing?
I've never heard of it.
My goodness, now I need to Google that.
Don's still on?
Hey, Don, if you're still watching, is an X-Acto knife the same thing as a utility knife? Or any of our
Does an X-Acto
people,
knife exist?
any anyone who's watching Facebook Live?
Like an air broom.
Yeah, well, that's your word, dear. There's definitely not an air broom. We're playing Scrabble, and I typically have a good edge on Troy, because spelling is not one of your fortes, huh, dear? But you're very smart. It's not your best asset, so I typically get a little bit ahead in the Scrabble game, and in an effort to try and beat me, he makes up words like an air broom. What is an air broom?
It's a broom that blows.
Blows the air? What?
Kind of like a vacuum.
That's a blower. No, I don't think so.
Somebody invented it'll make $1 billion.
Yeah, should be you. Then you can retire. However, an X-Acto knife gives you the exact cut that you want. Not working so good. It's not being so exact. I think it's 2 pieces, so I think that's what else you have to do. You have to go along that line. No answer from our live audience guests. A thing just popped up. It says no answer from our live guests. That's so funny.
Oh, it knows we asked a question?
I guess. I don't know.
That's spooky.
That is spooky. Okay, so I'm going to pan out a little bit so you can see what is going on. So we are making this opening almost to this wall that has our ductwork in, just to widen the opening and connect the formal dining room to the kitchen living space, which is an absolute mess right now. Oh, my kitchen does not usually look like this. It's driving me crazy. So as we do this, hi Kathy, say hi to Sammy for us. Happy Labor Day. We are laboring on Labor Day. Hi Marcia. So one of the things that a house project can do, decorating date night, is not only about decorating and do house projects, it's all about relationships and how we come together as couples and play off one another's strengths and cover for each other's weaknesses and bring out the best in one another, and then also having grace for where we're not as good with one another. So this project will, I think, be a true test of how Troy and I, after 25 years of marriage, have learned to hopefully go better through projects. We've tried other projects before and maybe not have been as successful. I think it helps being Facebook Live. There's accountability. Wouldn't you say, dear?
Sure.
You're being really quiet over there.
Well, I'm concentrating what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. Okay, so loosening everything up before you take stuff off is key with the X-Acto knife. I am going to find out if that's actually a term, if that's a true thing or not. Okay, do you need a prior thing? A crowbar thingy? It should just pop off, according to what Bob said. Okay.
Well,
All right, moment of truth.
let's find out.
What is that, a file?
No, it's
It's not a crowbar.
what
is that?
Drawing a blank on the word now.
File?
No, file would be for,
Okay, for your nails.
yeah. I don't want to draw a blank.
It's a thing. It's a thingy, wedgy thingy. It's a wedger. Where's my dad? Oh, my dad's not on Facebook. Joni, if you're on, tell my dad to come watch. See, this is the type of thing that my father would be here, and he would say, it'll take 10 minutes. In Italian terms, that means more like a half a day. Our family is famous for 10-minute jobs that go half a day long. We know going in that this was not going to be 10 minutes, although Bob, our contractor, assured us it was not really all that hard. And he will be checking back with us tonight. So the key here is going to be to make sure that we can pop off the trim in all one piece so that we can reuse it. That's the goal. Whether or not that will happen, I don't know. So that really all we'd have to do is replace this top piece with a longer piece, but the sides should remain the same. And we might even have that trim somewhere.
Mommy,
Yes?
can I set up Poppy?
No, Poppy's not on Facebook Live right now. Oh, hammering now. Uh-oh. Is that funny, Ty? So Tyler, our son, has autism and Williams syndrome, and sometimes isn't the biggest fan of loud noises. But Daddy's doing a good job, right, Ty? He's banging. What's that sound like? Bang, 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 bang. You can make music out of that. Yes. Oh, no, we're not going to our friend's house. So Tyler, at one time, came with us on one of our decorating date night episodes, and it was not a really good date for anybody involved. So we now know that we will never do that again. Actually, when we came out to your house, Jody, it was not bad. Mostly because your sister Jill, who also has special needs, you were just used to having that type of an individual in your life, and that makes a big difference. You didn't mind at all when Tyler was going through all of your stuff and touching your TV and turning stuff on, and so, but anyway, it doesn't make as much of a date experience for Troy and I when Tyler's with us.
Making progress.
We are making progress, dear. So you're finding the best thing to do is to go a little bit down at a time and just kind of loosen it. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see Facebook Live.
Once I cut the caulk and stuff from the edges, that helped. And then I realized that most of the nails are in the corners.
Okay. And it's important that you do cut the caulk and just keep sliding and be patient. You know, this is where Troy's strength of having a lot of patience really pays off, where I tend to just want to get things done and rip things off and, you know, survey the damage later. Troy's way more careful, and that ends up being a blessing. Look at that. I'm so excited. Yay. I tell you what, when we bust through that drywall, we'll be Facebook Live doing that too. That is going to be awesome. So is that whole thing going to come off in one piece? Nice. Well, two pieces. Carefully you don't hit yourself in the head. So that should maybe go behind the couch so that it's not, the nails aren't in front of anybody and hurting anybody. I don't know if you can get it behind there. So our family room's now become our junk room for all of our stuff. If anybody has any ideas, one idea I came, this is our upper cabinet. I might turn this into a piece of furniture, which I think would be ever so cool. I'm thinking that's what we need to do. Okay, sweetheart, I'll give you hugs in a minute. Yeah, are you watching The Price is Right? So this is must-see TV in our house all the time. Woo! She's excited. It's the grocery game they're playing. That's a good one. This is a little snapshot into our house. By the way, this beautiful mural my girlfriend painted for me, Trisha. We have different giftings, and so she has more of an artistic, you know, actual art, and I have more of a vision of I can see an entire space. So we exchange services with one another. I went out and did decorating. That is going to stay. You're right. You're right. You're right. Right. Okay. Cool. Well, that worked out. So you have to take out that top header, though, honey, of the opening.
What, here?
Yeah. No, no, no. This. Oh, no, I guess not. Just how do you do that? It's notched together. I don't know how you're going to do that.
Part. I'm just going to drywall out.
Okay.
Bob
And let Bob figure that out?
He wants
Okay.
to do that.
Hey, Doug, how are you?
So I guess I got to take the
Okay.
floorboard.
Yep, so now we've got to take the baseboards off. We'll keep those just in case we need them. Certainly we'll need it to match up. What I love is when we had this kitchen floor done about 17 years ago, the guy that did it, he was an amazing tile master. I don't know what you would call someone who does that, a mason maybe? He was so good. He came out of New Jersey, my home state. That's where we found the tile. A little Italian man sold the tile. Literally, it came out of Italy. It was fantastic. The price was amazing. New Jersey is known for having some good Italian tile. Yeah, they get it there a lot. A lot of Italians have their own businesses in Jersey. So we found this tile, fell in love with it. So I said to the guy that we bought the tile from, I said, boy, you know, I don't know if you happen to know anyone who could lay the tile. And he said, yeah, I got a guy.
I know a guy.
Don't worry, we paid him. He's not gonna come after us. Anyway, so all he asked is, we didn't even have to put him up in a hotel. He came here from New Jersey, delivered the tile, put the tile in our kitchen, and we just paid him for the job. His bid was the most affordable. His job that he did was amazing. He was in our house for a good week. He stayed in a hotel. We did not. Yeah, but that's okay. We didn't even pay for the hotel. He was just a really good guy. He has a sister that lived in Delaware, so what he did was he made it kind of a family trip and decided to.
Because Delaware's so close.
Well, he had to go through Delaware from Jersey, so he made it a family trip. Gosh, what was his name? Don the tile guy. He was amazing. He thought I was a little crazy, but
the Don.
he was the Don. He
knows a guy.
He knows a guy. Well, I'll tell you what, he did excellent tile work. So one of the things I learned from Don the tile guy, this is something I can share with you. He did these little kick plates. So what he did was he brought the tile underneath the cabinet instead of wood, because what this does is it helps you when you're mopping the floor so that the wood then doesn't become warped. Isn't that amazing? So anytime you're doing tile, I highly recommend this. Something I learned from him. It's really important to do that.
Oh, look at this when they built this.
Yeah, what about it?
Under desk area.
Look at that. That's been here, what, 22 years?
There's an idea. What we do is we'll have to write notes on the inside of stuff.
So when other people take it off?
Yeah.
Love that. We could put a little note and put it in a bottle inside the wall.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Put down your favorite Bible verse.
There you go. Okay, so we're making progress, so one of the things I wasn't sure about, which is why I know this tile guy was amazing. So there was a desk area here, I know if you saw in the earlier episode, and part of the desk came all the way down to the floor. I wasn't quite sure if he was able to get the tile under the desk, and he did. That's how good he is. So there's no cut piece of tile that we have to patch. It'll just be seamless. So now the wall that's going to be opened up, we're going to fill in the area where the wall is on the floor with wood as opposed to tile, and just make the threshold a larger threshold, which I think having that chunkiness of a threshold, that wide threshold, will just add a little bit more character. I'd like to get a threshold the width of this right here. I'd bring that down onto the ground. So right now we've got a skinny threshold. I don't like that. I want the width of it to be this. And that would just add a lot of class, add a lot of, it just brings, I know it would look better. It would just look better. So that's, I haven't told that to Bob yet, but that's kind of the plan. I can see that in my head.
We're not messing with that right now.
We're not going to mess with that right now. Nope. So just that. So now the moment of truth, do you want to draw a line and then cut? Oh, no, we don't need a line on this side because Bob said he's going to try and do the header. We have to put a new header in here to support the wall. So I think you can go up as high as you want. As a matter of fact, it's probably better if you go up higher so he can see.
I'm going to leave.
You're going to leave it?
Because
he can always take more. Okay, so do your line.
Wouldn't that just stay there?
Well, but he said maybe, I don't know. He said he's not sure. Okay, so leave it. We can always rip out more. So go ahead, get your X-Acto knife. Leave that intact. I don't think we need to bump that off.
Because we're going to go the same width, right?
Right.
Somewhere around 6 inches. I don't want to go any more than 6 inches here either, right?
Right. Right. So right about there. Do you need a pencil? No. Exciting. All right.
So
Do you want me to get you a pencil, dear?
Okay.
You sure? Okay.
I'll go 7 inches. Be safe.
All right. So the next step in this project is actually cut out the drywall. Hi, Rosemary. Hey, Jess. Okay. Cool beans. Oh, look at you, clever, using the screwdriver as your marker. Wow, so clever. I'm impressed, dear.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then you're
Nice
making
job.
lunch later?
I might be able to make some lunch for you.
We had breakfast outside today.
We did. So my daughter Danny, who you know, just graduated college, is starting a fellows program in the Virginia area. So she's moving out tomorrow. So she's upstairs packing, and she'll be living with a host family, taking some master level classes at RTS and really doing some leadership training and getting a paid internship. So we're excited for her. But we had a last breakfast together as a family. Her fiance Andrew was in town as well, and made some eggs and bacon and fresh fruit, orange juice and coffee. So one recipe I made, my daughter loves when I make them, and they're so easy. You take Pillsbury crescent rolls, and you just take a muffin tin, and you take 2 Pillsbury crescent rolls, bring the fat corners together in the bottom of the muffin pan, crack an egg inside, you can put some cheese in there, and then wrap the skinny end around so you almost create like a little muffin, if you will. And then all you do is bake those in the oven, 350, 10 to 12 minutes, and you have a really cute display. It's just a egg muffin thingy. It's just cute, and they taste really good, and they're easy to make. I made those back in high school when I was a cheerleader for the football team. We had a breakfast for them. Anyway. Hey, Chris Ann, how are you?
And we learned that it helps use a dark pan for some reason.
Yeah, when you bake, it does help to use a darker pan, and I'm not entirely sure why. Do you want me to hold something?
No.
You sure?
So I'm just going to score this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact.
No.
You're not going to be able to rip it out exactly anyway.
No, I know.
Are you as excited as I am, Facebook Live, to finally get this drywall out and we'll be able to see the space opened up? I'm glad you're doing good, Chris. So what are you doing on this Labor Day weekend? Any plans for the day? It's gorgeous. We were outside this morning for breakfast. Absolutely spectacular. We did the fire pit last night. That was a lot of fun. Probably do it again tonight. Okay. So now do you like have to punch a hole in it to get it out, honey?
I'm assuming.
It's so fun. So Chris said when you're done with our house that we can come to her house.
What, knock out some walls?
Yeah.
Hey,
You
all
know.
done, put it back together.
I have to tell you, part of our Facebook Live decorating date night is going into a space and then seeing, okay, what is the best use of the space that you have in your house? How can we make your house work for you and serve you and really become a reflection of your personality and be purposeful in every way?
All right.
Because your house is not just a house, it's your home.
See what happens.
All right. Ooh, sledgehammer in hand.
Let me see.
This is, oh yeah, watch out you don't like, I would imagine there's one by the outlet, right? Because they usually attach the outlet to the stud. Honey, you are the stud.
You know what?
I want to make sure I don't have any pictures hanging up. I don't think I do. Nope. Okay, that's good.
All right. I'll use this. Ready?
Yes. Ah! Ooh, we did it. Oh, I should move this out of the way. Oh, yikes. Move this. Sorry, you saved the floor. Apologize. Wow. Okay.
Stud right here.
Okay, I said that. See, I do know something about construction. I'm just not able to see. Uh-oh. Not so good.
That was a seam of the drywall.
Yeah, he warned us about the seams. Drum roll. I know, we should have had a drum roll. Do you need the X-Acto knife? I'm telling you.
Exactly.
I'm gonna know.
Actually, can you put this in a garbage?
Oh, yeah, let me get you a garbage can. Yep, hold on. Pardon me, Facebook Live, now you're in my closet. Sorry about that. Where the heck is a bag? Here we go. Here you go. Cool. Don't worry about the mess, honey. I can just... Wow. All right. Ripping out the wall. Just don't get electrocuted. Look. Okay, so now I'm noticing as you're pushing, you go along the seam line. That's actually the better way to do it, huh? Because that way you don't have to worry about, there's definitely a piece of wood there, probably to anchor the desk, if I would imagine. Demo is so much fun. What does Chip say?
There's actually a little brace.
Wow, where'd that come from? Oops, what is
Weird.
that?
I think they used this as a brace in the wall.
Interesting. For the desk was?
Desk was.
Huh. Wow, we have another box. Those are always handy. So we love Fixer Upper. I love Fixer Upper probably more so than anyone in this house. I just think they're the greatest couple. And Chip and Joanna.
And Chip loves demolition.
It's demolition day. So, and I can see why he gets such a charge out of it. It is kind of fun. Look at that. Nice job, honey. Woohoo! Uh-oh, careful of the wires. This is so fun!
When they do it, of course, they just tear things.
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah.
Because they're doing complete, like, remodel jobs.
Right, not just knocking out a wall, making an opening bigger. So one of my clients, Lynn, I'm not sure if you're going to be watching this later, Bob, my contractor who's helping us with this project, is going to be going out to Lynn's house. They're doing a way bigger opening. They're also connecting their kitchen to their dining room, but their floor plan is way different. They have more of a mid-century mod floor plan with different levels, and it's really a cool house in the Poolsville area. And they'll be opening up, I believe they're taking out the entire wall. And because they pushed back their project, we were able to do our project. So your delay, Lynn, was to our benefit. So thank you for delaying your project. Now Bob is going to be helping us with ours. I have to say, dear, you've missed your calling. You're really good at this.
I'm good at this?
You are good at this.
I could make a living tearing things apart.
Yes. Wow, nice mess. Ugh. That I'm not so happy about.
What?
The mess. But what are you going to do? It will clean up. I'm really happy about this floor.
The project has stud potential.
Yes, you are the stud, and you have all the potential, dear. Sorry, I know viewers, you're like, bleh. Troy Skinner is live with you. Of course you are. That's so funny. This note pops up on Facebook Live, and it says, Troy Skinner is live with you. It recognizes you, honey.
We just saw that movie.
Yeah, that is. The Circle is a little.
Scary.
If you are at all like, uh-oh.
I think Facebook knows a little too much about it.
Facebook does know a little too much about us. I think maybe they invented that movie called The Circle. Who was in it? We just watched it last week. Tom Hanks is in it. Right. The person from that girl.
Whatever her name is.
From Hunger Games?
Potter.
Oh, Harry Potter. Yeah, I can't remember her name. Kristen. No. I don't know. Oh, that's ripped, honey. You're ripping the bag. Oh, well. No biggie.
Ripped like me?
Yeah. Radio flex. Okay. Whoops. So much fun. Hey, Ty, say hi.
Hi. Poppy.
It's not Poppy, honey. I know.
Hi.
It would be fun to have Poppy watching right now.
Where to?
So this is our dining room, again, to be soon connected. So you'll see the ceiling of our dining room because this might have to get repainted. I did this molding all by myself, the decorative molding, me and a handsaw. And let me tell you, my arms were tired. I did it in a one-day time. I drew out the pattern on a piece of paper and then measured, went up and down.
Ooh, look at that.
That is cool. Wow, that's a nice big chunk. Anyway, went up and down my ladder and hung it with just little nails, and I think it looks really good. I like my little cutouts, and the idea, you'll notice that the outer color of the paint,
Why would they put insulation?
who knows? The outer color is darker and then it gets lighter. The idea is to visually draw your eye up and into the
Seriously,
center.
What's the point of that?
They had extra insulation. They didn't know what to do with it. Yeah, we'll stuff it in here. Good idea, Joe. All right. I don't know who Joe is. I just made that up. Okay, let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Woo! Nice. So exciting. Chris Ann is doing a whole bunch of drum rolls for us. I appreciate that.
I get up in big chunks and mess is less.
Yeah. You know, what is drywall? What is?
I guess.
Oh, it is? I was going to say we can burn that in the fire pit, but probably not so much.
I know, but, yeah, I'm not sure.
It might like explode and combust, which would be bad.
Yeah, is drywall combustible?
Yeah.
Does somebody know the answer to that? Otherwise, I'll have to Google it.
Don, if you're watching still,
Anybody who knows anything.
or anybody who knows anything about drywall,
Anybody
because
experienced in fire pitting?
we do our fire pit all the time and we love it. And
Did it last night?
and we did it last night.
Who started the fire last night?
I did.
Oh.
I did a good job. I did the fire all by myself
She has a tendency to
without
just
burning the
burn
house
paper.
down. Oh, what are you saying?
For like 3 hours, she'll just burn paper.
I had logs in there.
I know, it actually had a real fire.
I had a real fire.
You light my fire, honey. Come on, baby, light my
Oh, please, I hate that song. Do not sing rock. Ugh. Very dark and gloomy. Okay, so, oh yeah, so we're asking about drywall. If you happen to know if you can burn drywall in a fire pit, or is that a no-no? Is that like, no, it's toxic, you can't do that, which is possible. So right here, that little piece, I guess because of the beam being there.
Yeah.
So I have to say, so this house was built in 1992, I believe. Osherman is the builder, but the original Osherman, the dad, and for everyone who's done work in our house, because we are not the original owners, people who've done work on our house comment on the craftsmanship of our home. So I'm very thankful for that Osherman, the dad, because I know there's a difference from what people have told us. The Osherman, the dad builder, did phenomenal work. And you can tell by the way he framed stuff out. I mean, even his framing is right on mark. Did a good job. So
one of the things different between
we are
today's
thankful.
houses and this house, notice the wood.
Yeah, it's actual wood.
These are actual 2x4s.
Yeah.
And it's actual wood. There's no pressboard anywhere
Yep.
in the house.
Yep. So
And
for that reason, we don't know that we're ever going to move. 'Cause
16 inches.
it's hard to find a house that's built well these days.
Yeah, and 16
New
inch
construction
spaces.
is just
They
garbage.
cheat. They make them a little wider. and
Right,
everything, so
right,
it's
right,
not a-
right. They cut corners, and they did not cut corners.
They
So,
even added extra insulation that we did not need.
how about that?
All right, so I think that's as far as I'm going to go with this.
Nice.
Until Bob comes and tells us what
Yeah.
he wants us to do next.
Okay, so we will take a picture of this and send it to Bob and just let him know that we're
Now,
ready
that
for
would be
him.
The other side too, though, right?
Yes,
No,
we
no
probably
drywall.
can. Hey, Abby. Yeah, we probably could. You have to take off the molding again on this side.
The only thing I couldn't figure out was the
Good to see you, Abby.
was this.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Well, that you'll have to be really, I think it just pops off.
Yeah, but I can't figure out how. I don't want to break it.
Oh, now you did it. I'm just kidding. If
Probably
we,
like some sort of magic
yeah,
trick to
if
it.
we break it, Bob will fix it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Abby. She said it looks great so far. See, told ya.
There you go. I knew that'd be that easy.
I have to come by and see your kitchen, Abby. I know your mom said that it looks great. Do you like the new kitchen countertops, Abby? So you might remember a while back, Facebook Livers, that we did a decorating date night episode from my friend Jen's house, Jen and Corey Burnett. It's one of our earlier episodes, and one of the things that we discussed was redoing the countertops and painting them because they have Formica, and one way to totally update your countertops if they're Formica is to paint them. They are actually paint that goes on your countertop, and it makes it look like more of a granite look, and so they were just in the process of doing that a couple of days ago, and so we need to stop back and see what that looks like, which is fun. I'm really excited that a lot of you, when we did our Facebook Live initially, I gave you projects to do, and you're on top of them. So we are, hopefully going to be going back and doing a follow-up episode in a lot of your houses where we did decorating date night from. Okay. What's that, honey?
Where's the Scotch tape?
Scotch tape is in here. So in effort to move stuff around, we have also had to remove things. So it's in the bottom drawer, I believe.
I don't know.
No, next drawer up. Yes, that drawer. There we go. So we've had to repurpose stuff. Oh, look at that. So what are you doing?
Just make sure these screws stay
In place
with this. I don't know.
with Scotch tape.
These screws belong to this.
Very
So, and
smart.
this doesn't come off, so I can't store them very easily. So.
Gotcha. So that's our thermostat. So does that mean we don't have air conditioning now because you took the thermostat off? Not that it matters that much, but because I don't think it's supposed to get too hot.
Well, after I get the drywall off, I can reconnect it. As long as the wires are connected, it'll still work.
Gotcha.
I just wanted it out of the way while
Okay.
we do this. So now I'm going to score.
Hi, Carol.
Oh, I got to take this off too.
Your daughter's beautiful. I just saw all the pictures on Facebook. Yeah, you got to take that off with the X-Acto knife. And also the base molding too.
Should I use the X-Acto knife?
So I'm calling the utility knife an X-Acto knife because I am pretty sure that they are synonymous. I could be wrong, and Troy thinks I actually made up the word X-Acto knife. I don't think so. I think that it's actually an X-Acto knife.
Maybe that's the name brand of a particular utility knife?
Could be. So, going along,
I doubt this was ever caulked, but the paint.
Right, you'll have to go all the way to the corner, honey, to get it off in one full swoop. Do you want me to move the china cabinet out of your way? Whoa.
Well, we'll see.
Okay, that's my mother's china in there. Let's be gentle. Not that I've ever used it. Have we ever used my mother's china?
I'm not sure, maybe possibly.
Actually, now that I think about it, that's my grandmother's china. On my mom's side, that's Grandma Balestrino's china.
People don't do china anymore.
No, but isn't it pretty? So this is my grandmother's china. I think that's Grandma Rose.
Does anybody buy people china or crystal or things like that for their weddings anymore like they used to?
So Carol says that we're doing the same thing she's doing, working on Labor Day weekend. I know, it's kind of interesting. We're off work, but yes, we're still laboring. Troy did all of the yard work over the past couple of days, trimmed all the bushes, pulled all the weeds, trimmed the trees. Yeah, that was, I hate yard work, honestly, cannot stand yard work. But now that our daughter's getting married, we're saving every penny we can because weddings are expensive. Oh my gosh, are they expensive. So anyway, so we are now our own laborers. Not that we don't like to support the workforce and hiring people, we just have to balance our budget. So what are you guys working on, Carol, in your house? You said that you guys are doing a project as well for Labor Day weekend. Hey now. Oh, that's all right. We don't need all of it, remember? So if you can get it to come off, do you know what I'm saying, honey? Painting mostly? I love painting. I know that sounds really weird. It's just that satisfaction of watching the entire space transform. So I picked a new color for this room. You'll notice that this is, oh, your hubby did a wood accent wall. Nice. Nice. I bet that looks gorgeous. You should show me a picture. If you put it on Facebook or send it to me in a private message, I would love to see that. But one of the things that you'll notice is our paint is that suede paint that has a little bit of texture in it, which I still love. I just think there's something rich about it. I love it, love it, love it. But I don't have this color anymore, which is fine because I've had this color for like, yeah, I've had this color for like 15 years. Oh, I bet you do love it, that wood wall. So I'm going to change to more of a gray, and a really rich slate gray I think would look gorgeous with this furniture. This was my great-grandparents' furniture that I inherited. So it's all solid cherry, is it, or mahogany? I don't remember what this wood is, but it's an excellent, I mean, they don't make, it's all tongue and groove. They don't make it like.
Too, if you'll notice about the old furniture, it was pointed out to us, I wouldn't have recognized the importance of this. Look at the graining.
Yeah, how it all matches up.
Were all made from the same piece of wood.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
So the grain matches up, whereas today's furniture, they don't worry about that kind of detail.
Yeah, so true.
It's amazing.
It's even true on the sideboards. Look at that. It's just really spectacular. And I know that if we were, somebody actually offered us money for this, and it was thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, but you could spend thousands and thousands to restore it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't.
Not worth it.
No, they were going to buy it, remember?
Yeah,
But in any event, we could never part with it because it's a family heirloom. And there's another piece over here. I mean, look at the craftsmanship. It's beautiful. I don't know if you can see that. I know, Carol's saying there's nothing made like that anymore. So true, so very true. So this chandelier was hand painted in Italy. So my whole family's, I'm Italian, 100% both sides, and my grandparents literally came to the States on the boat to Ellis Island. We went back to visit all of my ancestors when I was 4 years old and stayed with family for an entire month over the summer we stayed. My mother was alive at the time. She passed when I was 8. Well, this chandelier was something my mother fell in love with, and it was hand painted in Italy, and getting it here was quite the feat from what I understand. The stories have been told, but the glass globes were hand blown. The actual, I don't know if you can see this, but this was hand painted. All of these little globes were hand painted. It's just beautiful. And it was in my dad's attic. And one time my husband and I went to go visit my dad, and I asked him what he was going to be doing with it. And he said, no, just storing it. Do you want it? And I thought, yes. So this is the perfect, this is a one-of-a-kind piece. It was all handcrafted. You'll never see another one like this. And I love that it was my mother's. And so it's been passed down to me. And anyway, it's just a real blessing. And then in order to set it off, I found this medallion. And I think you heard me talking about this earlier. I did this ceiling in about a day myself, came up with the pattern, drew it on paper, measured, got the wood, and just nailed it to the ceiling, literally nailed it to the ceiling with those tiny little drywall nails. And it's, anyway, it's a lot of fun. Oh, you painted gray as well? That is funny. I love grays and greens. I love those earth tones. My style, in case you hadn't noticed, is more of a Tuscan style. I love that whole, well, I guess I'm trying to pay homage to my Italian heritage. So I really love those elegant, creamy yellows and the reds, and that's why I chose this color initially. I'm just getting a little bit tired of it, so we're going to go with a really pretty gray. Hi Mark, how are you? Thanks for joining Facebook Live. We are doing in case you're just joining us, Facebook Live, this is episode 14, and we are doing our own house construction project. There was on this wall a cabinet, which is, I don't know if you can see, but the cabinet is on the floor in here. There was a little desk area that went below it with a piece of granite, which is now over here, that we're going to be repurposing. So we're opening up this wall so that we can connect our formal dining room, which will still be a formal dining room, to the kitchen, hopefully to use the space a lot more. So that's the idea. So now what Troy's doing, with the help of our contractor friend who came over and kind of gave us a homework project this morning, he stopped over about 8:30 in the morning and said, okay, pop off all the molding, take the cabinets down, cut the drywall, and then I'll be back. And we'll look at the electrical, because we are not licensed electricians, but he is. So he's going to take care of the electrical stuff for us. Just moving outlets, nothing major. We just have to move stuff a little bit further down on the wall, because we're making it opening just this much. You will see what a big difference it'll make in the room. I'm very excited to see this. And then we'll take a break, and we'll probably revisit again. This will be in episode 14, kind of in installments, if you will.
No, we'll make this another. This has been a long one, so we'll mention a separate episode.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, sure. I'm just excited for you to get this wall out, and that way we can end this episode, because I want to see the whole space open.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to take me a minute here.
Work fast, honey. I'm just kidding. Oh, you're just going to be brave. Just, yes. I am live. What do you need? Okay. Our daughter's home. She's leaving tomorrow for her fellows program. What's that? Yeah, Dad's just going to, you want to come down and see the wall?
So I got to take the wood off by the floor.
Okay.
No, that might take a while, so I want to take a break.
Okay. All right. So we're going to wrap up this continuation of Facebook Live. And next time we come back, you will see the space completely open. Are you excited for that? So let me just show you what it looks like open on this side. Woo! Yay! And then this side will be opened up as well. All right, so we'll catch you in just a little bit. Have a great Labor Day.